y'all, good morning. Good morning. I just got finished dropping Synthy's off. Ooh, y'all, this, oh my gosh, it looks so pretty out here. Look, I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all see that pink? What's over there? The sun should be rising. Oh, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? Ooh, look at that. Absolutely nice. You know what, since I'm up, let me try to go get something real quick. It's only 7. I may just go ahead and grab my niece something too. Yeah, let me go grab her something. I was gonna go to whatever, but okay. Alright, y'all, so yesterday I'm sitting up here all on YouTube and I'm just looking at certain things on YouTube, listening to people prophetic dreams, and then I don't know why this came up. Well, it wasn't even on my news feed, but somebody was discussing about single mothers, you know. It was a lady and it looked like she was in the car and she was like, some of y'all gonna get mad at me, and it looked like it was her husband next to her. And evidently she sees on Facebook how single mothers seem to be praising themselves for being single and being able to do it all by themselves. And she just started to flow about her thoughts about it, and you know, like it's not cute, and I mean, she just had all types of stuff to say about it. And then, you know, I was reading a lot of the comments when people was talking about, I'll never date a single mother, or see, I'm glad you said something. And one lady said, you know what, a lot of white women do it too. And you know, y'all want to know the truth? Mona about to break it down with the truth about single mothers. Matter of fact, I was trying to do a video the other day when I had to call off from work because Symphony had that temperature of 103 the day before, and the next day she still wasn't doing good. And I was like, I'm trying to make this money, but my baby comes first. And if I was with her dad, if her dad was there, then I would have made a decision like, boo, I need you to be, you know, could you be home? Or we would have worked it out, you know. But as a single mother, my reality kicked in that no, there is no negotiation. You have to drop everything for your child, you know. Like I said before in my past videos, a lot of my friends and family members are single mothers, and all of them it was not by their choice. All of them, it was not by their choice. So let's break this down real quick, because it was so funny while I was looking at this lady with her pride look talking about single mothers with her husband. And I'm like, you better be very careful, honey, because you just may find yourself in the same daggone boat. There's a lot of single mothers out there that never thought that they would be single by themselves raising their child. Okay, so shut up. Because when you talk about other people, you give dominion for them demons to be like, well, let's go mess with her relationship. And then you find yourself, your husband switched like a 10-speed on you, and you raising them kids on your own, not by your choice. So anyway, let me go. Let's talk about statistic wise. Let's talk about statistically first, okay? And we could talk about it. It don't even really matter. But I mean, I'm just going to use in the black, like with black women. Statistically, they are saying that in huge numbers, black women are not getting married. And no, black women and men are not getting married, but white women and men are not getting married. And as a matter of fact, I'm finding it's a new trend where white couples are shacking up before they're even getting married. They've been in 7-8 year relationships and still breaking it off. So, but the thing that I've seen statistically wise in white women is that they're waiting until a later date to have children. And so When you're waiting until you're 40 years old and then you're not even with the man, you ain't got no kid now. But this is what's been going on. This is what I've been seeing. Now let's go back to statistics. Statistics says that 50% of marriages end in divorce. So you got 50-50 here. You have the woman and the man. So let's say this 50%, let's say the marriages ended in divorce. There is a high percentage that women are single mothers, that pretty much in divorce, majority of the time, the woman, she has the child. You know, there are cases when the man does have the child, but it's more so the woman has the child. So now we got marriages that were 50%, and now the woman is a single mother. Okay, so let's look at that statistic right there. But then we also have to go back to the simple fact that if all of these women are pregnant, who are the babies belonging to? Did they get pregnant on their own? Did they just decide to just say, I want to have a baby, and the bellies are just huge and the babies come out? Where are the fathers at? We don't never look at the fathers, but we always got to look at the mothers, because the mothers are the ones that's sitting up here taking care of the baby and working, right? Now, yes, I get it. We got some ratchet people out there that like to pop out babies like they popping Skittles. But at the same time, I'm not going to down this woman, because I'd rather for you to have a baby than abort the baby, right? So when you sit up here and you talk about the single mother and why you shouldn't date a single mother, first of all, no man is going to listen to another man about what to do with his life. And it pisses me off that you sit up there with your husband. Let me tell you what's wrong with single mothers. Baby, shut it up, because you have never stepped in my shoes. You don't know what I'm dealing with, and you don't know what I went through, and why I am all of a sudden the quote unquote single mother. And I don't know what all of these other women went through too, but I'm going to tell you one thing, it ain't easy. It's not easy. And just because you make a baby and walk away and say, I don't want to do nothing, I don't want to pay for nothing. Nobody talks about the rent, the food, the mortgage. Nobody talks about the health insurance. Not even just the moral, just beyond the money, just the whole moral support of this child and being there for this baby. And then at the same time, you feel like that's not fair that my child has to grow up without a father. And no, I can never be a dad. I can never play the role of a dad. And I hope she doesn't feel like, or he feels like, that he's missing out because his dad is not there. But let's talk about the men that are not there with these mothers or helping to take care of their children and come up with a BS excuse like, oh, she bugging or she doing this. That's why I walked away. Because the trend has been, if men don't want to deal with it, matter of fact, the trend has been, she fine enough, put a baby in her and walk away. That's the trend for the men. And nobody wants to talk about that though, right? We want to say, the reason why I'm not with her because she crazy, because she did, she did. Excuses, excuses, excuses. But yet you lay down with the woman and had not one, not two, but three, but four, but five children and so forth. Yet this little lady gonna sit right here on screen with her husband in the car acting like you know something that you never, ever experienced. You see what I'm saying? That's like childbirth. If you never experienced it, you can't. I don't care if you a doctor. I don't care if you studied it. If you never experienced it, you know nothing. You know nothing about it. That's like you putting on a dress and thinking you know what it takes to be a woman. No, you know nothing. And it's the same thing with the woman. I know nothing about being a man, and I'm not going to sit up here and act like I do. But I do know. I do know what responsibilities are supposed to be. I do know what that is. I do know when you got to own up and when you got to take care and when you got to bite the bullet and when you got to do what you got to do. So this woman was a little bit upset because she saw a handful of women praising or testifying how they made it being a single mother. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, I'm not going to apologize to nobody because I just sat up here with three bags on my shoulder and my heavy child, and I walked all the way to the car where I was hurting in pain, but guess what? I made it. And I'm supposed to feel bad, or I can't mention that because you may have an attitude to say, you don't need to be praising about that. You a single mother. Rolling your eyes like as if you're better. Be very careful. Any woman that downs another woman for taking care of her children, remember statistically, 50, not even 50%, we're looking at like an 80% now growth of women who are taking care of their children and there's no man in the household. So, if you don't, what you want to do is shut up, because you just may cross over to the other side and you may just realize, dang, I had no idea it was like this. That's how I was. Somebody said, that's why I waited till I was 30 years old to get married. Shut it up. I waited until I was 29 years old to get married. And I waited until I was, in my 30s to not seeking, but to try to have children, to give my husband, my ex-husband, who put me away, by the way, after abandonment, to give him an heir. And the minute I had his child, not even a month later, he left me. And I'm supposed to put my head down in shame? Girl, if you don't kick rocks, I don't know what you've been drinking. I don't know what you've been smoking. But anybody who feels a need to down a mother for taking care of her children, you got some issues. That's like and I've seen grown men do it. Grown men. It's bad enough the woman ain't got protection in her house as a man, but now you got a man bullying on a woman because she's taking care of her children. Y'all moral compasses are wrong. And I'm so tired of all of the men saying don't date single women. Well, let's get this straight. Let me go back to the statistics. Now, let's just say 80% of these women are single mothers taking care of their children. What happened to the other half then? If it's 80% of women that are single mothers, well, who's the father? Where's the other half at? Then they out here dating again, starting over again, acting like they don't have kids again. What are they doing? We don't want to down the father because he comes up with excuses and says it's her fault. Whether he be broke, busted, or disgusted, in jail, or he got mommy and daddy taking care of him, or he goes around as if his stuff don't stink and he makes every daggone excuse, or even excuse, I just don't want to try anymore. No, you're just lazy. Or what about the men that really just go around just to get them knocked up? Just to keep the women around. I've heard that before. I remember years ago, I was talking to this guy, and we just started talking. His friend came out of nowhere and was like, oh, she's pretty. You ain't put a baby in her yet? What? That's what they do out here, but nobody wants to say nothing nobody wants to talk about what the man does. All 80% of these women, they're horrible because they're single mothers. But the mother of their children that match the same number as these women, we're not gonna mention nothing about them, right? And then yet we have the newlywed who doesn't have any children, who wants to speak up and say how disgusting. I think it's so disgusting. And then one day you're gonna see that plus sign, you pregnant, and you and your husband gonna be rejoicing and everything. And when he switch like a 10-speed on you, and he up and leave you, and you gotta take care of a baby. Look, sis, I wish I would have. I'm sorry. I was trying to read the rest of your comment. But when you got to take care of a baby on your own, you're going to say, well, dang, I didn't think it was like this. You know, I cried when I said, I'm about to be a single mother. My mother said, Mona, I had to do it with 4. And she was a married woman with 4 kids. I guess my father felt like, hey, deuces. But God said, no, you're going to start right all over. And guess what? He had 4 after that. 4 more from a different woman. Different set of kids. I'm like this. Stay in your lane. I can say that now from a single mother perspective. You know, a year back, maybe a couple of weeks back, you know, I was still married. But my reality is I am a single mother right now. I am taking care of my child on my own. My ex-husband is paying some bull child support, $300. You know, financially, if you think that's going to do anything, but hey, 3 is better than nothing, because you got some women out here that's not getting jack. Matter of fact, you got some men out here that's so nasty, they're going to hide everything so they don't have to take care of their child. That's just trifling. But what do you say to the mother that had her so-called 5 kids, but now her youngest is 21 years old, and they're all out in society working? What do you say then? She's still worthless. She's still not nothing. Shut up and stay in your lane. It's hard, even with a married couple, taking care of their children. But it's, you know, they have their challenges, but they make through. But let that be a single parent. Let it be a single parent, especially a mother. Especially a mother. She got to face so many things, you know, and especially if she's a black woman, because she's always ridiculed, or oh, she must be one of them. She must be one of them. Having babies and yeah, you know. I was thinking about changing my last name back to Coleman, but I think I'm going to wait on that until my daughter gets older. Because if I change my last name back to Coleman, then it's going to really look like, oh, you know, but it doesn't matter. Because you got, like I said, I got family members that have a baby right now and they don't have the same last name. I don't look at you as a single mother, even if you bear most of the support. You did it the right way. Yeah, but you know how many women did it the right way? You know how many women did it the right way? How many women thought about this man and really loved this man? And the thing about it is that men are dominant. I mean, they were born like that. In nature, they were born to be dominant. So, you know how many women thought, like, this man loves me so much. He said he loves me. He said that we were going to get married. He said that we were going to have children and that we were going to go places. But the minute that happened, he switched like a daggone 10-speed. Now, do I fault the woman for that? No, I'm not going to fault her for that. You reneged on your word. You said that you was going to have her back, and you was just like, I'm out. But how many women are going through that? How many women are going through that right now? And then some people look down at them like you should abort the baby. Like they just, the more compasses is wrong. They want you to kill off your seed, right? Just to satisfy them. But then when they see your seed is grown now, growing, you know, off doing this thing, then it's like, I'm so glad you didn't do that. That guy, it just pissed me off when I'm looking at this lady. I'm just like, look at her, just nice and proud. She got like, what, 30,000 followers, and her husband's there like, yeah, women ain't nothing that got kids. I'm like, girl, you better be careful. He got that look on his face. That's the way you feel. Let me tell you something. At one point in time, Saul was slaughtering Christians. He was slaughtering Christians until one day the angel of the Lord blind his tail. And then the reality kicked in. God is real. And he found himself fighting for the Lord, fighting for the gospel. You see what I'm saying? You'll be very surprised how things that you thought didn't have anything to do with your world all of a sudden became in your world. Like when I was trying to have a baby. Let me get in line. When I was trying to have a baby. You see what I'm saying? I was trying to get pregnant. I wanted my husband to have his own seed. I wanted that as a right of a woman. I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was going to be in the lane of losing babies, an incompetent cervix. I didn't think I was going to be the one back after back. I'm just losing children while everybody's just carrying them so easy. Hello? Or maybe I can order here. Good morning. Can I please have a sausage, cheese, biscuit?
Cheese biscuits, okay?
And 2 hash browns.
Okay.
No, can you make that 3 hash browns?
Okay.
Do you have anything that's kind of like, never mind. No, that would be all. Thank you. Okay. Y'all, I don't have anything for vegetarians. I'm not a vegetarian, but I just don't eat meat anymore. But y'all see what I'm saying? Like, think it's easy out here if you want to. And then I can't stand them. Don't ever date a mother who has children. Really? That's like, say the same thing to the women. Don't ever date a man who has children, even if he's not with their children. And then it'd be like, Houston, we have a problem. There's no men to date. Y'all so... Man, that's why this is what I tell people. You know, I got good girlfriends right now that's trying to, you know, into the dating scene, and I'm like, you better find somebody that, look, if they don't even know how to speak English that well, if they believe in God, they know how to work, get them. Because I don't know what's going on with these spoileds out here that feel like they don't have to work or take care of their responsibilities. Who wants a man like that? You know, but then you want to sit up here and down a woman that takes care of her responsibilities and is never going to leave her responsibility back. Symphony, I would never leave my daughter behind. If I have a gut feeling, nope, she ain't going. Nope. You know what I'm saying? That's that motherly instinct. She'll rip somebody's head off. How you doing this morning? How many hash browns did I get? 3, okay. I just feel like I need to be eating something else. Maybe I should have got that oatmeal, y'all. But yeah, you should have seen her. Y'all gonna get upset with me, but I just don't understand why women would just be promoting all of this stuff online. Because let me tell you something, honey. When you've been through hell and high water, and you giving the Lord praises that he didn't brought you a mighty long way, and you thought you wasn't going to be able to do it without him, and you realize, I can do it. I can do it. And when you say God is so good, and you're sitting up here giving your testimony, why are you sitting up here all snobby? Stay in your lane. You got a husband. Go do something. Why you all over in her pot? Why you... And see, yes, I have every bit of say-so in this because I'm a single mama now. And you got the men, don't date single mothers. Trust me, we don't want to date you. Somebody, if can we discipline your kids? Hell no, you can't touch my kid. You not her daddy. We ain't married. And you wonder why the kids out here acting crazy. Not my kid. I don't know what kid you talking about. Let me ask you this question. You look like you in your 30s. Your daddy ever been there for you? Because statistically wise, even in your 30s, you'll find a lot of men ain't been there for their own children, right? Let's keep it real. But you the main ones that want to talk smack, though. I'm sorry?
What did you order?
I ordered the sausage biscuit. Okay, thank you so much. You have a great day. Can I get some ketchup, please? Yes. Thank you. Okay, bye. She's so nice. Okay, so yeah, stay in your lane, cause you don't know how to drive over here. You don't know how to do a 360 with a baby in the back seat. You don't know. Stay in your lane. And I know some of y'all can be like, well, I know ratchet mothers. How you know them? Is that the crew you hang with? Because that's not the crew I hang with. I know there's some mothers out here that you know, they could be whatever to their children. But I'm gonna tell you something. What about the mamas out here who so-called got the degrees, the proud look, but aborting their children left or right? Those are the trifling ones. I don't want to hear about Quan around the way. They got 8 kids. They all going to school, but she ain't got the support. And you know, sometimes she like the whatever. Yeah, she needs guidance. But what about Kelly over there, who every single other week she's always in there getting a daggone abortion? Or Renee, who feels like I'm too bougie to have a baby. So she pops them. She goes right to the clinic and just aborts them. That is a shame. That is trifling. Girl, do everybody a favor. If you're going to do that to your own, do it to yourself too. Am I being too real? We don't want to talk about them though. But then everybody like, our tax dollars, don't worry, because when they become of age, they'll be paying. And when you get old in your diapers, I'm sure they may just look out for you. We always think we better than somebody. Girl, stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. You don't know nothing about raising kids. Because I'm going to tell you something. I saw it from a distance, too. Oh, I'm never going to be somebody's baby mother. Never. But I never put my nose up at a single mother. I never did that. Because I had a sister and cousins where I helped take care of kids. You know, their children. You know, it took me a long time when Symphony was born because I kept saying auntie, oh, come on, mommy. Because I was so used to being that auntie. I mean, me and my sister stayed together, so when she had to go to work, I was packing my nephew up to take him to daycare. You know, I had to take custody of my oldest one, my oldest niece, which is now almost 20 years old. So for me to ever stick my nose at a single woman knowing my mother raised 4 on her daggone own, and it was days when we was trying to figure out how we was going to eat, waiting for a daggone child support check that never showed up. I didn't even realize until I was in my 20s that we had food stamps. It's not funny. I said, Mommy, we had food stamps. I never seen any food. I mean, we had food, but my mother, she just basically, she was very like wheat bread and brown sugar. You had to eat healthy. I'm like, well, where all the good stuff go? My mother was sitting up there. She was like, look, when you have to pay bills, she was giving people half of her stuff so she can get money for the light bill and do this. You will learn how to hustle. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not. And my mother is a working woman, so she put it into the system. I gotta be, now you think okay. You think you better because you don't have no kids. Okay. All right. You over there with your husband picking on somebody that's taking care of a child. Could you imagine? Look at it in a spiritual way. Here you got a woman in this stroller, right? Here you got, hold on, y'all. Here you got woman in her stroller, right? And I'm supposed to pick on her? This is what she goes through. Getting up in the morning, taking the babies, trying to make a way, bringing up the future. But I got to pick on her? You got too much time on your hands, boo. Too much time. Too much time. And especially grown big men. Man, don't even deal with women like that, man. Man. Boy, shut up. I can tell you got a couple of baby mothers. And you ain't taking care of nothing. Nobody wants to hear about the reality of that. Am I complaining? Am I saying, excuse me, y'all, I'm hungry. Nobody wants to talk about that. I thank God. Let me tell you something. I thank God for my friends and my family members. Because I got a really good friend, and she has 4 children. Her oldest is 21. I think it's 21, 13, and 12, and 11. But she's married now. And the man that she married, those aren't his children, even though he had one from a previous relationship that's, 19 now. Their kids almost grown. And I told y'all this in my last video, that he looks after them. And as a matter of fact, today I'll be dropping off their anniversary gift because it's been they've been together for 10 years, but it's been a whole year since they've been married. And I'm like this. He work. He works. He takes care of his household. So why am I gonna knock her? And her baby's almost, and I thank God for her, because when I need a sitter, the girls are over there, she over there. Mona, come on, bring her on by. We could bring her on by. You fine. You can go ahead and drop. I thank God for that. I don't got nobody looking me down like Is that the same guy? I gotta call my niece and tell her to come on out. Stupid. I ain't gonna call the girl stupid. But yeah, I got something to say about these single mothers. Girl, you ain't got nothing to say, but stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Because when you switch, when you get in this lane, then we can talk. When you get in this lane, then we can talk. But until then, you know nothing. I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew I think it's easy. Shoot. And I thought, oh, look, I'm married. Me and my husband, we're in love. Yes, we're going to have children. And I'm not making fun of anyone who is married with children, because that is beautiful. When a husband and a wife has babies and they are raising them together, that is awesome. But they need to understand too that you go ask people in relationships, they got a lot of demonic things coming up against them. And if you are strong enough to take care of your responsibilities, you're going to do good. But what is the woman supposed to do when it didn't matter how much she was giving up cookies, cooking and baking cakes, steaks, and even popping out babies for this man? He still dogged her out and left. Now she has to pick up her pride, throw it behind the couch somewhere, and take care of her children. Hold on, y'all. The struggle with the storm with the baby on the back, you know what I mean, and the luggage. When we can't afford the crack, you know what I'm saying, when we don't got money to see a psychiatrist or run back to mommy and daddy that has a little bit of, we can't do that. We gotta face the wind, the storm, the powers. We gotta face a lot, you know what I'm saying. It's a humbling experience though, you know, when you can go somewhere and cry. Not in front of your child. And some of us may have cried in front of our child. I remember years ago, and I think I told y'all this, my oldest niece, which is almost 20 years old, I remember I was so distraught. I was so upset about a relationship that I was in. I was young at that time. And I was crying, and my niece had to be like maybe 2 years old. She had to be like Symphony's age. She looked at me, and she came up to me, and she put her hands up, and I picked her up, and she leaned on me, and she started patting my back. And the Lord was like, Mona, see, even a child can comfort you. Everything's gonna be okay. And I started laughing so hard, because I'm like, how you just a baby comforting me? But as a mom, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what their mother went through. And so some of these women talk about, I was looking up, I was on YouTube, and it's talking about mothers and, what is it called? What'd she say? Mothers and, I think I need to run out of here. You know what? I'm going to just go and ask this lady, where, I'm going to ask her, where are you now? Cars be over here, man. These tow truck drivers are horrible. They will snatch your stuff and then look at you like you ain't, you know. Look at you like, so shouldn't have been parked over here. I'm trying to figure out what should I do right now. Should I just, I'm gonna see what this lady says. If this lady says that I can meet her, then I'll just, because her baby, look, I'm supposed to be meeting someone because they're putting in an application for this other property, right? For, I'm gonna tip her. Okay, so send me the daggone. My bad. So yes, it's a lady that's trying to put in an application, and she's trying to put in an application. We were supposed to meet early this morning, around 7 in the morning, but she texted me and told me that her baby has a fever. She's gonna have to reschedule. You know, Symphony had a fever. Oh, I understand. And so I just text her, like, where you at? I can go and meet you. We don't even have to go to the property. I can meet you. I know how that is. I know how it is. See, she just went ahead and texted me about to tell her I'm on my way. So I can hurry up and go over there and do that, and then hurry up back. You see what I'm saying? She's like, thank you so much. No, nobody knows a PM that'll actually go out there. You kids like to walk and do your own thing, huh? Let me get out of here. It's kids town over here. Yeah, so I said, I'm okay. I will meet you. Because I know how it is when you don't want to leave the house because the baby not feeling good. I'll meet you. So, so when it comes to single mothers, y'all, if you never been a single mother and you only observing it from the outside, just close your mouth, zipping it up, be quiet. Don't give the demons and the devil any dominion to come and test you in that matter. Don't. And I know you said, well, Mona, what do you mean? What do I mean? That's like somebody saying, okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. That's like you saying, ooh, I don't know why she stayed with him. I know, okay, I'm gonna give you, okay, this is a great example. I know someone that's very dear to me. She always talked about how her boyfriend will always cheat on them. And her friend has a son by him. Always said, I don't know it. And her friend tried to tell her that her man was cheating on her, but she refused to believe that until one day she got a horrible news that while she was working and he was riding around in her car, he had to tell her he got another. Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning. God is good, y'all. That was my sister. Tax time. You know, she be like, Mom, I need you to hook me up with my taxes. I'm like, oh, Coco. I'm like, all right. I gotta try to get write-offs because it's a couple of taxes you ain't been paying. So yeah. So that's my. I wonder, is Subway open now? They gotta be open. I want like a veggie sandwich. I'm hungry. And I gotta hurry up and go over here and get this lady's information. Then I have to run back over here to take Solo out. Because Solo be like, oh, sorry, y'all. I gotta hook this up. But yes, you know, when I saw that, you should have seen my face. I was like, why should you all like, I gotta talk about these women that think they single mothers that's over here bragging. I mean, I gotta talk about these mothers that, girl, if you don't sit down, are they open? I don't see anybody in there. Oh, forget it. I don't need any Subway. Although it would have been really scrumptious to have it right now. Sorry, y'all. I'm just a little. But you know, I mean, like I said, when you look at the statistics, that's, if you get married, just know this. And nowadays, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Not saying that yours will do that, but you need to look at the statistics, because I was like, it's never going to happen to me. We're always going to love each other. As a matter of fact, me and my ex-husband, we never even mentioned the D word. But I had no idea that he was going to betray me. Just like she had no idea that he was going to betray her. He had no idea that she was going to betray him. But when we talk about single parents, if 50% of marriages end up in divorce, and you have a high percentage of them having children, and they say that the highest, I want to say 60-80% of the time, the women have the children. Look at how many single women we talking about. Not single women, single mothers. And the father goes on and act like none of this stuff ever existed. He will erase you off of the pages in which you were all on, and go on in the midst and act like something horribly bad happened, and that's the reason why he could not be the man that he promised that he was going to be. And then next thing you know, you got this little thing right here that don't, it's like it's like me trying to tell a chef how to bake a cake. One of those fancy times. I'm trying to tell you what to do, and you looking at me like, honey, you ain't never been in this kitchen before. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell him how to make a gourmet meal, and he been doing this how long? As a matter of fact, he just invented a new ingredient to something, and I'm trying to tell him what to do. Stay out of the kitchen, because you can't stand the heat, and you won't be able to stand it. Just peek on the side, because like I said before, you talk a lot of smack about the single mothers out here, you can find yourself in the same boat asking questions to the single mother, but how did you do this? But what about that? And I was so furious that, not furious, but I was just so, when I had to call out from work because Symphony was sick, I was just like, oh my God, and my cousin looked at me and said, Mona, it happens. You know how many times she said, I remember when she was working, how many times she had to call out from work because her daughter was sick, had a fever. You the only parent. That the baby doesn't care about anyone else. They want their mom. Like when Symphony had that fever, and the next day she was still looking like, don't drop me off. You gotta stay here, because you have the milk. And I'm looking like, oh, I ain't going nowhere. It went from, oh, I need to be, to y'all be good without me. Oh well. And I made sure to email and CC people on them. Due to my daughter's high temperature, I will not be coming into work today. Meantime, between time, he going to work, he coming back and forth, he doing what he got to do, and you sitting up here taking care of this sick baby and walking the dog. And hoping that you don't get fired, because you hoping they don't get petty on you because you taking care of this child. But then she's sitting in the driver's seat, in the passenger side, wanting to talk about single mothers. Be very, like I said before, be very careful, because you may have somebody praying. I hope you experience it. Now you really be like that, but that's wrong. No, really, that's how you think. I hope you experience it. This the thing. If you have a good, if the father is good, if the father is in the child's life, like for instance, my youngest sister, her oldest son father, he's never been in her life, but she was always this sweet woman where I'm just gonna wait till he comes around. I'm like, Carla, you still ain't taking for child support? Like, come on now. Like, he hasn't helped out with anything. Well, that's how it was when the baby was, what, 5, 4? It's not funny. But now she be like, I'm gonna burn him up. He got a nerve not to even do this, because I mean every little thing counts, even if it's $10 to run and get some, or even if you, not even that, just come and seeing your child, having that support to see this is your dad, you know. And of course, you know, even if you ain't even got to give money, okay, fine, he needs some medicine, you run and go get the daggone medicine, you know what I'm saying? But at one point in time, Slim was cool. Then he just switched like a 10-speed. Yeah, I'm out and about. Gosh, man, these roads are harsh. Oh. It's really overcast today. I need to get over, because y'all don't... Now let's talk about, this is a huge truck. Now let's talk about dating, you know, as a single mother. I said before, me personally, is that I think it's really hard and complicated for a woman to kind of, well, I mean, I think every time, I think it has, especially if a woman has never been married before, and that child is, I think that there's nothing wrong with dating, but she needs to be very cautious of how soon she will introduce her children to the men or the man that she's dating. You know, because you just don't want, if it's really serious, then okay. But if it's not serious, then I wouldn't even entertain it, because you don't want your child to see different men come and go. I think I do need a tire rod. This freaking wheel is just rolling on its own. Y'all, you know what? That's what happens when you listening to cartoons that your child watch. I'm sitting up here singing these daggone songs. But yeah, when it comes to dating, nope. Can I meet your child? Nope. Do you have any kids? I sure do. I have a 2-year-old that I love very dearly. And the thing about it is that I think mature women understand that this is not your dad, you know what I mean? But if he's potential, then this is going to be your stepfather, which means that you need to understand that me and mine is a package deal. You don't treat me one way and treat them a different way. Then you have to be very cautious too of the men that come in your life. If they're not willing to accept what you have and love what you have, they can do harm from what you have. You see what I'm saying? And so to eliminate that, that's why you have a lot of single mothers that don't date. You know what I'm saying? They may have friends here and there, but they don't date. And so it's really kind of funny to me when I see guys like, don't date a single woman. Not a single woman, but a single mother. Don't date them. You know? And then it's funny to me when that same man is talking about you don't want to allow this man to discipline your kids. You're not their father. You're not even their stepfather. And you want to step in and start popping kids and spanking kids and bullying kids and beating kids. That's why it's better. I know someone where she was going through an abusive relationship. It was so physical that her kids jumped in and they all wrecking. And I'm like, they should have never been put in that situation, you know? Where you got a grown man hitting on you and your children. is a very long video. This video is almost an hour long. Y'all. So what am I about to do right now? I'm about to go and pick this application up from this lady because her baby's not feeling good. And she's married. She's a married lady. But, you know, when the husband's at work and you gotta stay home because the baby got a fever, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's like when I saw The View and Oprah, not Oprah, but what's Whoopi Goldberg talking about my tax dollars are paying for women who have children. Lady, you in a mansion. You could care less where your tax dollars going to. Please, you only one in what? Just sit down. Why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about what this woman doing? And I swear these funky men, I'll never date a single mother. Don't. I mean, it is some truck. It's not going to hurt her from, you know, being with somebody that wouldn't like her or tolerate her. Like, why would she want to date you the way you talking smack? This is the thing, though. I may sound, I don't know how to a couple of people when I say this, but I realized something. You know, my marriage was wonderful when it was going great before he switched like he did, but I go out here and get a house. I can go out here and make good money. I can go shopping for days and then say, none of this stuff is really whatever. It's even with a man, you know, like if I wanted to, I could go out here and get another boyfriend. I could go out here and get remarried again if I wanted to. I could pick him out of a lineup if I wanted to. I can go on dates like it's nothing if I wanted to. And I'm not saying that because, oh, I'm conceited, big-headed, but I know I'm not no ugly person, or, you know what I'm saying, my personality is cool. And I've had men approach me, but I ain't there. So if your preference is not to be with a single mother, then that's your preference. But when you go around like, hey, everyone, get on the same boat with me, that's like me telling all the women to be on the same boat as me and just be a single mother and don't date. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You see what I'm saying? But that I'm not there. You know what I mean? I got other stuff to do. And right now, where I'm at, you know, it was, you know, it still is. It's God. It was my husband, my baby, and, you know, family. You know what I'm saying? But now it's God, my daughter, and me. I'm, you know, and of course my family too, but I'm focused right now. I don't got time for something trying to come in and regulate. And when I see these busted dudes on YouTube talking smack like they running something or trying to run something, I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, really? And I'm not doing that. I don't feel like doing it. And I say this to a woman who's never been married before. I tell her, because you still top of the food chain. You can still pick and choose who you want to be with, who you don't want to be with. You can find it, but I'm finding that a lot of women too are getting really like the pickings out here is horrible. And I'm just going to say this, especially from a stance of especially what's going on and how they rocking these days. You don't know if the man like men, or if you know what I'm saying. You don't know what you getting these days. So sometimes celibate and by yourself is the best way until Mr. Right come along. Don't push it. I was in PetSmart the other day because you know Solo had the runs, so I had to get him some dog it's like anti-diarrhea stuff, and it really. Hey y'all, I don't know why, but my this is a live thing that I'm doing today. I'm at another place trying to get another snack for this morning. I don't like this foundation. I don't know. Something's up with this one. It's that Fenty thing. It's not doing me justice. Blow the man down. Oh my gosh, I need to stop singing that song. That's what I did this morning because lately, you know who has... Oh man, where did I put my card at? Hold on.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, just trying to look for my card. Blow the man down, oh blow the man down. Here it is. About to try to see if I can scrape up some cash. Yeah, so thank you. And can I get the sauce that goes with it too? I told this lady I'll meet her. I'm thinking she over here in the area. She over there by Clinton. Thank you. No. Just make sure I got my sauce. This is the best. Y'all, this is a burrito from... I can't eat and drive. It's just dangerous. I have to take my car back to the mechanic because he just did my brakes. And I can hear them going again. I'm like, wait a minute. I got a warranty on these things, but I don't want to keep paying for the work to be done. Did you put them on right? Like, I can hear, I hate that. Like, my car, the thing that it does is it warns you that your brakes are going down. So it'll sound like some whistle, like something like a hubcap is loose. I hate that sound. So Symphony has been, like when she wakes up in the morning, homegirl does not like it. She hates it. Don't wake her up. So what I did this morning is I put on one of her really nice cartoons that she really, really likes. And what I did was I put that on so when she woke up, she was looking at her cartoons. Sorry, I don't want to eat in y'all face. And it worked. It worked.